The land offers no trees, not a single line of forest across the horizon. The ground stretches outward without interruption, a flat, open world where distance loses meaning. In winter, this land transforms. The soil freezes solid. Snow settles across it. Not as softness, but as a thin cover over something unyielding. The wind moves freely. There are no barriers, no forests to slow it down, no terrain to break its path. It travels across the entire steppe, carrying cold with it, and with it comes a constant removal of heat. The human body is not built for this. Every second, warmth escapes through exposed skin, through breath leaving the lungs. Fingers lose sensitivity. Movement slows. Even standing still becomes a risk, because cold here is not passive. It is active. It pulls heat away faster than the body can replace it. And yet, people lived here. Not briefly, not varly, but for generations. At first glance, the problem seems simple. Cold, but the real challenge is heat loss. The wind accelerates it. Open space offers no protection. Heat leaves the body continuously. And once it is gone, it must be replaced. But the body cannot produce infinite heat. So survival depends not on creating more warmth, but on keeping what you already have. This changes everything. Shelter must block the wind. Clothing must trap heat. Even breathing must be controlled, because every moment is energy being lost. In most cold regions, survival begins with fire. Wood burns. Heat is created. Life becomes manageable. But here, there is no wood, no forests, no branches, nothing hidden beneath the snow. Without fuel, fire cannot exist. So the question changes. Not how to build a fire, but how to survive without it. The answer is a system. Animals are at the center of it. Horsey, sheep, goats. They move across the land, converting grass into energy. And they produce something critical. Dung, dry dung becomes fuel. It burns slowly, but consistently, and unlike wood, it never runs out. But fuel alone is not enough. Heat must be contained. This is where the gear becomes essential. A circular structure designed for efficiency. Wind flows around it, not against it. Its walls are made of felt, compressed wool. This material traps air, and trapped air is insulation. Inside, even a small heat source becomes enough. Not because it is strong, but because clothing follows the same principle. Layers of wool, fur, and leather trap air. Heat stays close to the body. Moisture is avoided. Because wet fabric increases heat loss, movement is also essential. People do not stay in one place. They move with seasons, with animals, with resources. This keeps the system balanced. Staying still would break it. Over time, life becomes precise. Nothing is unnecessary. Every object has a purpose. Every action matters. Survival is not individual. It is satted. A system where everything connects. Animals create fuel. Fuel supports shelter. Shelter preserves heat. Heat sustains life, not through abundance, but through balance. The frozen steppe does not adapt to humans. Humans adapt to it, and those who survived did not conquer the land. They understood it, quietly, precisely, without waste. On the frozen steppe. Staying in one place is not stability. It is risk. Because the land does not provide continuously, it gives, and then it stops. Grass disappears, fuel becomes limited, animals begin to weaken. And when that happens, the system begins to fail. So survival depends on something else. Movement. Not random movement. Not wandering without direction, but controlled. Seasonal movement. A system built around timing, distance, and awareness of the land. The Mongols do not wait for resources to disappear. They move. Before that happens, the gear is not built as a permanent structure. It is designed to be dismantled. Each part has a role. Each piece can be packed, felt. Layers are rolled. Wooden frames are folded. Nothing is fixed to the ground, because the ground itself cannot be depended on. Animals carry this system forward. Horses transport weight. Sheep and goats move alongside, providing food and fuel. Everything travels together. People, shelter, materials, animals, not as separate parts, but as a single moving system. The journey is not fast. It is steady. Each step is controlled. Energy is conserved, because movement itself consumes resources, so it must be efficient. There are no unnecessary stops. Rest is limited. Actions are minimal. Even setting up camp follows the same logic. The gear is rebuilt quickly. Fire is prepared, using available fuel, and once the system is stable again, it continues. This moment is not optional. It is essential, because staying still would mean exhausting everything. Fuel would run out. Animals would lose strength. Food would become scarce, and without these, survival ends. So the step creates a rule. You do not settle, you adapt. By moving, and through that movement, the system remains alive.